Both platforms has their pros and cons and their merits. So it just depends on your business goals and integrating these different platforms at different phases and stages that aligns with what you wanted to accomplish. My name is Josephine Ting. I'm a social media strategist, connecting patients to healers through social media so that more people like me with chronic illnesses can get the healing they truly need. Google Ads versus Meta Ads. Which one is the best for promoting your holistic health business? So if you're at a place where you have a beautiful, active website that you've created for your holistic health business, and you have a service or product that you're ready to go with and you want to promote and get traction right now, which one should you choose? Google Ads or Meta Ads? What are the difference and what are the pros and cons? Number one thing you just need to know is that people going on Google that the ads are targeting, they tend to be people who are ready to pay for a service and ready to buy something, especially when it comes to the holistic health realm. For example, if someone types acupuncture on Google, acupuncture near me, they're already there, ready to buy an acupuncture service. And now it's just about finding different websites and profiles and business listings and comparing which one they want to go to. When people type in acupuncture on either Instagram or Facebook, they may not necessarily be ready to purchase something. They might just want to learn about it. And remember, in today's day and age, social media platforms has also become a search console for people to learn about information, for people to get some education. So that's really common. So does that mean immediately that, oh yeah, of course, then I should just go with Google Ads compared to Meta Ads? Not necessarily. Google Ads is absolutely wonderful if you have an on-site clinic. There's a certain range that you want to have your ads out. For example, within the 50-mile area of Denver, let's say. Then in Google Ads, you would be paying money to spend on the keyword acupuncture in Denver, for example. And that would be highly, highly effective. You are targeting a very specific location. You are targeting a very specific type of people who are searching for acupuncture in order to spend money on acupuncture. That's the perfect strategy to go with your ad spend. However, if you don't have location restrictions, let's say you are pushing an online course, let's say you do telehealth, then the world is your oyster and your options becomes much bigger. So then in that case, you got to look at the pros and cons of Google Ads versus Meta Ads. So with Google Ads, you can target a very broad range of demographics. Everyone that's using Google, your ads don't only appear in search results, it also can appear on the websites that people are visiting. It's also more so an intent-driven targeting, meaning you don't necessarily target specific demographics or genders or age ranges, so on and so forth. You target the keywords, which means you spend money on targeting ads for specific keywords that people are typing in the search bar and not necessarily who they are and what their profile says. Now, because you're paying money on the keywords, and now because you're technically buying spots from the keywords, if your keywords are not specific or your keywords are highly competitive, for example, holistic health, that's a lot of competition that you're against just using that keyword. Then if you have the money, you'll be spending a lot of money on ad budget just to show up in a higher ranking with those keywords because you have so many competition, or you don't have enough money in ad budget and people just don't find you in the search results because it's flooded by other practitioners or clinics who has a much bigger budget than you and bought up those keywords. Another negative thing is that it's very complex to set it up and Google does not care about you. More often than not, you actually end up wanting to find Google ad managers who has some kind of connection within Google to help set your business listing up, to get you verified, which often you might encounter rejections and having to appeal over and over again, trying to navigate through Google's filter system before you're able to even put out your very first ad. Google also has a very strict business verification program, especially when it comes to health and medical related advertisements. And the actual ad platform itself in setting up campaigns, that's a whole nother learning curve. More often than not, clients who actually go with Google Ads, they need to hire a marketing firm or a Google ad expert in order to run it. They can't run it by themselves. Now, On the other end, with meta ads, unlike Google, who focuses on keywords, meta ads actually are a lot more aesthetic focused. Your ads typically would look like a post or a short reel video, something that grabs people's attentions aesthetically and make people want to click the link that you're providing or read the post that you are actually doing ads on. With meta ads, you can do very detailed targeting options, meaning you can choose very specific age range, specific gender, specific interest that the audience you're targeting are interested in, behaviors, which becomes very, very useful when you're a holistic health practitioner in a specific specialization. Facebook and Instagram is also a lot more of a community than it is compared to the non-existing one for Google. And since there are a lot of holistic health communities on Facebook, for example, it's where all of your audience that you want to target is at already. And then, of course, meta ads compared to Google especially is so easy to use. You can easily just boost your post, for example, even though that is not the most optimized way to set up advertisements for your accounts, but it's just easy enough for anyone to get started. Now, the cons of using meta ads is, like with both Facebook and Instagram, is that there are pretty constant algorithm changes. The good thing is that you're always informed when there are algorithm changes. Algorithm changes are completely transparent. Meta ad tutorials are absolutely amazing. So if you have the time for it, it's relatively easy to set everything up despite the changes. The second thing is that since meta ads are graphically orientated, you might encounter a little bit more ad fatigue. For example, your target audience might get tired of seeing the same graphic and ad that you've been posting, and it requires you to create other graphics or posts or recreate new campaigns in order to get that same ad traction later on. So what you'll see typically in meta ads is when you first start posting it, it'll have a pretty high traction, and then after a while, that traction will go down and you won't really have people clicking on your links anymore. It's because the same target demographic has been seeing that same ad and they're just not going to engage in it again and again. Third thing is, again, like Google, business verification and ad approvals, that's going to take a little bit of time. It's nowhere near as complicated and as difficult as Google, but it is still something that you'd want to set up ahead of time. And the fourth thing is the demographic. Depending on your practice, your target demographic may or may not be on meta platforms. Although meta platforms demographic is really large. It tends to be Gen X's and millennials. But if your target demographic, for whatever reason, is more on the younger end of things, or even younger end of things, it might not be as effective. But in my experience for holistic health practitioners, that's not a problem. So here are the 3 key things that you need to think about when deciding between Google Ads or Meta Ads. First thing is to consider your audience. If you're targeting people who are actively searching for health solutions and who are ready to book a service, spend the money, then go for Google Ads. If you're more focused on getting more following, building a community, and engaging with younger demographics, then choose Meta Ads. Second variable is your budget and resources. If you have a relatively high budget, you're ready to invest, you're ready to see immediate returns or as soon as possible, go for Google Ads. If your budget is a little bit on the lower end of things, you don't mind growing a little bit slower, and you need to be able to manage your own ads without hiring a marketing company to do it for you, go for Meta Ads. Third thing is content style. Is your holistic health business more aesthetically related? For example, if you're in holistic beauty industry and you see great success in creating kind of before and afters and other visual content, the Meta Ads is for you. Whereas if you're more text-based, you're more knowledge and education-based, branding and aesthetics isn't really a part of your business. You own a clinic that just need people to come in, then go for Google Ads. Ultimately, both platforms has their pros and cons and their merits. So it just depends on your business goals and integrating these different platforms at different phases and stages that aligns with what you wanted to accomplish. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments down below. We call out all healers to spread their messages through the power of social media.